Welcome to the 2K Sports Studios. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with my partner Clark Kellogg. Coming up on the NCAA Tournament Edition of College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll go over some of the amazing games from the second weekend of action, as well as preview the great matchups that make up the Final Four. But we begin with the player who gave a virtuoso performance in the second week of the tournament.
Price had one of the best weeks we've seen out of a big man in quite some time. He was sensational this week, not just compared to other centers, but to any other player in the country.
You got that right, partner. This had to be one of the great Sweet 16 and Elite 8 performances that we've seen. Not only was he clicking on all cylinders offensively, he matched that performance at the defensive end. He threw off the opposing game plan in the first and second rounds. We'll see if he keeps it going into the Final Four. Clark, the past weekend provided some incredible drama, so let's take a look at some of the most exciting contests from the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Our first game was an outstanding matchup from the Elite 8. Kansas dismantled Boston College.
These two teams had clearly established themselves as the class of their region. So often you see a fluke or two in the Elite 8, but that was not the case here. Either of these clubs were worthy of a Final Four spot, but only one jumped up and grabbed it. Kansas really muscled up down low and was able to convert a lot of easy chances close to the basket. Whether it was the big men or the guards, they made the most of their opportunities. They established their inside presence from the start and were able to rely on getting their points down low throughout the game.
This next game was another superb March Madness battle. Syracuse beat North Carolina.
I know it was a Sweet 16 game, but this one was especially sweet. Both of these teams can pressure you defensively, and it was just a matter of which team and which players handle the pressure better. Milwaukee was not going to be denied. His double-double really gave his team the lift they needed. Watching him basically put his teammates on his back and single-handedly carry them to the victory in a big game situation like this was stupendous. And for him to have a game like that on college basketball's grandest stage, the NCAA tournament, is simply phenomenal, Greg. What a performer.
Let's break down the matchups that'll be coming up on college basketball's biggest stage, the Final Four. With all the talent on display this weekend, we should see quite a show. This should be a terrific matchup. Both these teams are fighting to improve their position among the nation's elite teams, and they're going to have to go through each other to do it. And the other Final Four contest should be just as riveting. I'm looking forward to this game just like everybody else. This matchup has the possibility of becoming quite a little rivalry because these teams match up so well against each other, and it's always a heated atmosphere when they're on the court together. That'll do it for us here in the studio. For my partner, Clark Kellogg, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for watching College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Enjoy the Final Four.